Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of EN Explains. EN Explains is a segment we put on where an EN engineering expert helps break down a specific utility or electricity topic in order to make it easier for us to understand. This week we have with us Mike Rodriguez. Mike is a project manager with EN who oversees our solar commissioning. Mike, how are you today?
I'm great, Don. How are you?
Doing really well. So Mike, today we'll be talking about solar commissioning. So can you explain what type of solar projects do we commission?
Sure. So usually we do a lot of residential solar commissionings, and there are usually two different types, which are a load side interconnection type and a line side interconnection type. The load side type of interconnections that we use, they're with a backfed breaker inside the main service panel, and they're usually for the mid-size systems on down for about a 7.5 kW system. The other type would be a line side type of interconnection, and usually those are for the bigger systems for 10 kW and up for residential use.
So how do we go about commissioning these solar projects?
Okay, so typically when we start the commissioning process, we go out to the residential area to where the house is at. We have an address that we show up to, and we test and inspect every PV solar system that is turned on. And once we arrive on site, the testing consists of about a handful of different things. Normally we test to make sure that the system is safe for the home, and that's to make sure that everything is up to the NEC code. And once we turn the system on, we make sure that the system turns on properly and it's working safe for the home. We perform what they call an anti-islanding test, which makes sure that when the grid loses power, that the solar system turns off with the grid, because we installed a grid-tied system. So once the solar system loses power, we're able to make sure that there's no more solar backfeeding into the house, so that it's safe for anybody that would have to come work on it to restore power to the grid. Once that is done, we turn it back on, and if everything comes back on 100%, it's good to go and the process is over, and the customer stays live with solar from then on.
What size are these projects typically?
Typically these projects range from anywhere from a 3.8 kW system, which is one of the smaller ones, and they range all the way up to probably a 20 kW system before we step into the commercial realm of any kind of solar projects like that.
How can EN support utilities with solar commissioning?
So we can do our best to support all of these utilities with offering our experiences that we've had for over 5 years to make sure that they're safe, they're all up to NEC code, which is the National Electric Code throughout the United States, and to make sure that they're working properly, number one, for the family and the safety of their home, and for the utility as well.
And finally, Mike, can I ask, how many solar projects have you and the team commissioned?
We've commissioned over 25,000 systems so far.
Wow, so quite a few. Well, Mike, thanks again for being a part of this EN Explains video. For those of you watching online, feel free to comment or to like in order to be entered into a contest to win a gift card. Mike, have a great week and stay safe.
You do the same, Don. Thank you.